الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So we're gonna get started. Let's refresh where we are. We are reading Surah Al-Baqarah, and in the last session when we left, ayat number 90 was the last one. So just to refresh our memories on what we are reading, in these ayats which we've been reading for the last few days, Allah Ta'ala is talking about Bani Israel, how these people were disbelievers, even though Allah Ta'ala sent them many messengers and Allah Ta'ala sent them many signs, but these people still denied and they never became Muslims. So they ended up as Jews. So that's what Jews are now. They are Bani Israel because they thought they were the nation of Musa alayhi salam, Moses. So they still believe him, and but even when they were with him, most of them were not and did not ended up as good Muslims. So they did not believe in the book which was given to Musa, which was the Torah. So these people has been, Allah Ta'ala gave them priority on different nations, but they were thankless, and Allah Ta'ala is pretty much cursing him in these few ayahs that how bad they were, and their anjam, their end is going to be bad as well. So the very last ayat which we read, Allah Ta'ala said that these people sold their hereafter, meaning they instead of working for the hereafter to go to do good deeds so they can be rewarded with Jannat, instead of that they did bad deeds, and their bad deeds, obviously they were just good to earn good in this world. So even though they knew that this world is going to end, meaning everyone's going to die, but they still wanted to do all their effort for this world. And as I said, bad is what they have done. I mean, something, a bad trade which they have done. They have sold their hereafter for the life of this world, and for that they will be punished for sure. So let's continue with ayat number 91. Ayat number 91. Ayan, you're gonna read ayat 91.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا بما أنزل الله قالوا نؤمن بما أنزل علينا ويكفرون بما وراءه وهو الحق مصدقا لما معهم قل فلما تقتلون أنبياء الله من قبل إن كنتم مؤمنين. And definition is, and when it is said to them, believe in what Allah has revealed, they say, we believe only in what was revealed to us, and they disbelieve in what came after it, while it is the truth, confirming that which is with them. Say then, why did you kill the prophets of Allah before, if you were believers?
Good. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا بما أنزل الله قالوا نؤمن بما أنزل علينا ويكفرون بما وراءه وهو الحق مصدقا لما معهم قل فلم تقتلون أنبياء الله قبل إن كنتم مؤمنين. So Allah Ta'ala says, and when it is said to them, believe in what Allah has revealed, they say, we believe in what was revealed to us, and they disbelieve in what is beside it, while it is the truth confirming what is with them. Say, then why did you kill the prophets of Allah before if you were believers? So Allah Ta'ala is again talking about Bani Israel, the Jewish people. Allah Ta'ala is saying that when it is said to them, when Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told them that this is the last book of Quran, and I am a messenger of Allah Ta'ala, and you need to believe in them, believe in it. And so when Prophet told them that they need to believe in this book which Allah Ta'ala has revealed, they said, we believe in what was revealed to us. So meaning they said, and they believe in what is beside it. They said, we believe what was revealed before this book. So meaning they said, we don't want to believe in this book because we just want to believe in the books which was before this. And books which was before Quran obviously was Injil and Torah, meaning the book, the Bible and the Torah. So the book which came to them was Torah. They said, we only believe in this book and we don't want to believe in the books which came after this. So they denied to believe in Quran. That's why they did not become Muslim. That's why they did not become followers of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So they openly said, we don't want to believe in this book. Then Allah says, and they disbelieve in what is beside in while it is the truth confirming what is with them. So Allah is saying, even though this book Quran talks about their book. So this Quran confirms about their book. So if the book which is coming, which is the Quran is the latest book, right? Quran is saying that Torah was a book for Musa. So even though Quran is saying everything which they know about this book, but they still deny it. So Allah is saying that these people don't make any logic because they are saying we believe in Torah, even though Torah is a book which is mentioned in the Quran. And Quran is saying that Moses was a prophet. Quran is respecting the prophet. Quran is respecting the book. Quran is saying everything which is in that book, and the prophet have told them that there's going to be a prophet after this prophet, and his name is going to be Ahmad. And it gives description about this prophet, but they still denied. So meaning they denied even though they knew that this was true. Allah says, وَهُوَ الْحَقِّ, even though they knew that this is haqq, meaning truth. Even though they knew this is truth, what Prophet ﷺ is saying is true, and what this book is, or the book is truth as well. مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ is confirming on what they have. This book confirms on what they have. This book confirms on the information which they have. Then Allah says to Prophet ﷺ, say, ask them, then why did you kill the prophets of Allah before if you were believers? That if you were really good believers, why did you kill so many prophets? So these people, because they denied prophets, they don't want to follow prophets, they killed many prophets as well. They killed many prophets, and Allah Ta'ala is asking Prophet ﷺ to ask them that if they are saying they're believers, obviously book of Allah Ta'ala is never going to say, that book never said that they have the right to kill prophets. The book never said that they can deny the prophets. But these people did that. They did that because they didn't want to follow. They didn't want to follow the right deeds. They want to stay on the wrong path. So Allah Ta'ala is asking, saying Prophet ﷺ, ask them if they are saying, they're claiming they're the believers, they're still the believers. Why did they go ahead and kill prophets? I mean, killing a person is a big sin, but they did even much bigger sins, that they killed prophets. So how can Allah Ta'ala forgive them? Allah saying, ask them why did they did such a big sin? Why these people did so many big bad deeds if they are believers? Because believers are one who cannot do bad. Believers are one who has to follow the commandments of Allah Ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala's commandment is to be a good person. Allah's commandment is to be a good Muslim. And that is the only thing which will let us go to Jannah. So Allah is asking them again in a different way here, that if they are really believers, ask them then what is the reason? What is the reason they have done such a bad deed, which is a deed of shaitan? Because shaitan is the one who asks person to do bad things. If they were believers, they believe the prophet, they believe the book, then how come they were so astray? How come they were they were still in the wrong path? Okay, so next ayat. Okay, Ahmed, better you read the next ayat, which is ayat number 92.
Delta 92.
Yeah, so it starts from here. Walakad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد جاءكم موسى بالبينات ثم هزتم رجالا من بعده وأنتم ظالمون.
Good. Read this translation.
Okay. And indeed, Musa come to you with clear sign. Then you took the calf of worship after he left, and you were wrongdoer.
Good. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَكُم مُوسَى بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ ثُمَّ اتَّخَذْتُمُ الْعِجْلَ مِن بَعْدِهِ وَأَنْتُمْ ظَالِمُونَ. So Allah says, and indeed came to you Musa. Musa in English is called Moses. So that's why it says Moses. Moses is what they call in English, but we Quran call him Musa. So the Musa, the prophet, is the same person, same prophet. So Allah says, and indeed came to you Musa with the clear signs, bayyanat. Remember we talked about bayyanat. What is bayyanat? So Musa came to you with the signs. Then you took the call after him, and you were wrongdoers. So Allah is again talking to them, talking to Bani Israel. In the previous ayat, Allah said that if you were believers, why did you kill prophets? And then when when the prophet on which you say he is our prophet, you say that Musa is our last prophet, and you believe in that prophet, you say that. But when he came to you with clear signs, he came to you with the clear signs. He has big signs. Remember, he had the signs that he has the aza, the stick, which was turning into snake. And these people, these magicians, they knew that this is not a magic. This is a bayyanat. This is a sign. This is a sign from Allah Ta'ala. It's beyond magic. It's beyond magic because no one else can do what he was doing. The magicians knew that this is not a magic because we are magicians and we cannot do this thing. So this is beyond magic. This is a sign of Allah Ta'ala. This is a superior power which has to be Allah, which has to be our creator who's giving his power to do this thing. So it is Allah saying that he came with such a sign, bayyinat, and then summa tahastumul ijla, and then after that, even after that, when you see his sign, you saw his sign of that snake, and you also saw other big sign that how Allah Ta'ala saved you from Pharaoh. Remember, Rida? How Allah Ta'ala saved his people from Pharaoh. Allah Ta'ala stopped the river from both sides, and these people passed that, right? And Allah made a path in them. So they passed from it, and when Pharaoh and his army came, Allah Ta'ala let the water flow and they all died. So they see all these signs. So there was not a magic, obviously. There was a bayyinat as well. There was a big sign. Only Allah Ta'ala can do such thing, right? That miracle. So Allah Ta'ala saying that they saw these signs with Musa brought with them. Even after seeing that, these people made calf. They made a small cow as their god, right? After that, and you were wrongdoers. By doing all this thing, obviously you were doing wrong. You were on the wrong path. Instead of being a good Muslim after seeing such big signs, you still did not become good Muslims, and you were still doing bad, wrong deeds. Because your nafs, your inside, you don't want to do good. Because to do good, you have to make an effort. Any good deed requires us to make an effort. Why? Because if it is time to namaz, it means you have to give up on TV, You have to give up on game. You have to get up. You have to do wuzu. You have to do read namaz, right? So you have to make an effort to come in the class to read Quran. You have to get up. You have to get up and you have to clean yourself. You have to do wuzu and then you read Quran. So any good deed is going to require us to do effort. And these people don't want to do effort. Right? So when you are lazy, the laziness comes from shaitan. Shaitan wants us to be lazy. Shaitan wants us to waste our time. This time is something which Allah Ta'ala gave us so we can spend in a way so we can be successful. Now Ramadan is coming, right? So may Allah Ta'ala help us to fast. So even fasting requires effort, right? It requires effort that we have to get up in the morning, we have to eat, and then we're going to be hungry all day, right? So that's an effort. We do an effort ourselves because that's what Allah Ta'ala wants us to do, right? So these people, so Allah Ta'ala is saying that if you break, we're not supposed to break fast, beta. No, you cannot break fast. If you're a kid, you're not supposed to have fast until you're grown up. But I mean, if it's good if you fast, so you can practice. No, it's not. I mean, you have to fast, inshallah. Once a kid is above 7 or 8 years old, they need to fast. So that's not a choice. If you're a baby, that's your choice. Okay, let's continue. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that you did all this thing because you were wrongdoers, meaning you had the bad intentions. That's why you were doing all these bad things. Okay, next ayat. Alina, go ahead, beta, read next ayat, which is going to be ayat number 93.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ أخذنا it's from what is, right?
وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ
وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ ورفعنا فوقكم الدور خذوا ما آتيناكم بقوة واسمعوا قالوا سمعنا وعصينا وأشربوا في قلوبهم العجل بكفرهم قل بئس ما يأمركم به إيمانكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. And the definition is, and when we took your covenant and we raised above you the mount, hold firmly what we gave you and listen. They said, we heard and we disobeyed, and they were made to imbibe the love of the calf into their hearts because of their disbelief. Say, evil is that which your faith orders you, if you are believers.
Very good. وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورَ خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ وَاسْمَعُوا قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَعَصَيْنَا وَأُشْرِبُوا فِي قُلُوبِهِمُ الْعِجْلَ بِكُفْرِهِمْ قُلْ بِئْسَ مَا يَأْمُرُكُمْ بِهِ إِيمَانُكُمْ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. So Allah says, and when we took your covenant and we raised over you the mount, hold what we gave you with firmness and listen. They said, we heard and we disobeyed. And they were made to drink in their hearts love of the calf because of their disbelief. Say, evil is that orders you to do your faith if you are believers. So Allah Ta'ala says, Allah Ta'ala is saying this thing again here. Alina, you have a question?
Yes, which surah is this?
This is Surah Al-Baqarah. The second surah of Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Huh? Ahmed, do you have a question too, beta?
Yeah, you know, because there was because they know the prophet, they know the oven start to get water, and they go hurry up, they go on the boat. Then they were building the boat. Then the three are laughing while you're building a boat, and they build a boat, and the water was getting higher. Then they go on the boat. Then they all died.
Yeah, so that's about Nuh alayhi salam. So when it comes, we'll talk about that. You're right.
I got
Okay.
a question too. मेरा brother Abdullah कह रहा मेरे पास भी question है. Then when they were building a boat, they think the disbeliever, they think they don't there's no gonna be water, so they pee inside. Allah Pak give them a special harness. Then they keep harnessing. Then when one fall in the pea boat, then they just put on the old pea on them. Then they'll still have it, but the old pea was all gone. Then they use water. Then Allah Pak tell Musa, Yunus, the boat is all clean. Now there was animals. So the believer said, we can bring the animals too. Yunus said yes. Then when they bring everything, then Allah Pak said, are you ready? Then they said no, not yet. Then they saw his wife. Then he said, you wanna come here? Then they said no, there's no water. Then the flood started. Then his wife and they climb up a mountain. Then it was keep getting bigger. Then they just died. Then the boat go. And the Yunus was crying because their wife was gone. And then they was crying because my wife is gone, and
Yes, very good, very good. So that's about Nuh alayhi salam. Inshallah, we'll talk about that. Very good. So then Allah Ta'ala in Quran, there's a good detail on this, and we'll inshallah talk about all details when we go read about Nuh alayhi salam, that how it happened. But you're right. So Allah Ta'ala punished those people who were disbelievers, and Allah Ta'ala saved Nuh alayhi salam and the people who believed in him. So let's continue where we are. So this let's focus on this one at the moment. So this ayat, Allah Ta'ala says, so Allah Ta'ala is saying, Allah Ta'ala is reminding them, Allah Ta'ala is reminding again that remember when we took covenant and we raised over you the mount. So what happened? These people, when they went to when they said to Musa, hey Musa, we don't believe in this book. We don't believe that this book is really from Allah Ta'ala. We need to really hear from Allah Ta'ala. Unless we hear from Allah Ta'ala, we're not going to believe that this book is from Allah Ta'ala, so we're not going to follow it. So Musa took them, their leaders, to this mountain tour, and then they refused. When Allah told them, this is my book, they said, oh, we heard the voice, but we want to see Allah Ta'ala. And in this world, as we did before, we cannot see Allah Ta'ala, right? So Allah Ta'ala, after some time, Allah Ta'ala got angry with them. And what Allah Ta'ala did? Hold on. What Allah Ta'ala did? Allah Ta'ala raised that mountain on top of their head. Hold on. So Allah Ta'ala raised the mountain on top of their head. And Allah Ta'ala said, if you're not gonna believe if you're not going to follow this book, this mountain is going to fall on you. So it fell to them that this mountain is going to fall on them. So Allah reminding they are here that, we raise that mountain and put on your head. And then we told, Allah said that take this book firmly. And they said, yes. And afterwards they said, yes, we heard, we listened to Allah Ta'ala, but again we disobeyed, that we did not follow. So they're saying they're acknowledging their failure. They say we heard it, but we disobeyed. And Allah says, and that this all happened because in your hearts you were really loving that calf. The love of calf has came to your heart, and that disbelief is bad which you did. And even though you're ordered to be faithful. Yes, Rida.
Now they're acting stupid on purpose because they don't want to become Muslim and they just want Prophet Musa to just keep on trying to show proof.
Yeah. So Allah Ta'ala is talking about same thing which Allah Ta'ala has told us before, that how these people were disobeying, even though Allah Ta'ala gave them all the signs, and Allah Ta'ala forced them that this is my book, but still they denied, and Allah said bad is what they were doing, even though they said we are the believers. Okay, let's continue.
I have a doctor appointment, so I have to go, but Umar will still be here.
Okay, Lina, that's fine.
Bye.
Umar, go ahead and read next ayat. Ayat number 94. The whole time.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل إن كانت لكم الدار آخرة عند الله خالصة من دون الناس فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين. And the definition is, say, if the home of the hereafter with Allah is exclusively for you and not for others, for mankind, then wish for death if you are true.
قل إن كانت لكم الدار الآخرة عند الله خالصة من دون الناس وتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين. So Allah says, say, if is for you the home, say, if the home of the hereafter with Allah is exclusively for you and not for others of mankind, then wish for death if you are truthful. So see, these people, they said that we heard Allah Ta'ala, but we disbelieved, right? We disbelieved, but we heard Allah Ta'ala, but we disobeyed. They said we disobeyed, even by disobeying, we did the right thing. So they are saying that we are still good Muslims. We are good Muslims. The book we have is correct. Everything we have is correct. And your book is wrong, right? Your book is wrong. And you are saying a lie. So Allah is saying that ask them if they are truthful and the whole world after Jannah is only for them, then have them wish for death. Why wish for death? Because we can go to Jannah only after death, right? So once if we know that we have a better home before us, so we know that if we know that we have better home waiting for us, then why shouldn't we wish for it? So Allah is saying that if they feel like the Jannah is just for them and they are on the right path, and other people on the wrong path, then have them wish for it. Have them wish for it. Right? So Allah, don't throw that. So Allah is saying, have them wish for it. So even if they think that, because we Muslims also think same way, right? We think same way that Jannah is for Muslims. and they think Jannah is for them. So what I'm saying is that if they are saying that they're on the right path, then let them wish for death. So Prophet ﷺ asked them to, okay, if you are on the right path, why don't you ask for death so you can go to Jannah? And if you're truthful, and no one asked for that. So when this challenge came to them, no one asked for death because they knew that he's Prophet of Allah Ta'ala. If they wish for it, they will go to hellfire. They knew that. So by knowing everything, they still went to stay on the wrong path. Even we as a Muslims, we also think same way. We think same way, and which is true. We think that Muslims are only going to go to Jannah, right? So inshallah, Muslims are going to go to Jannah for sure. Why? Because we have the right faith. To go to Jannah, the faith has to be right. If the deeds are wrong, we can be punished. We can be punished, but after some punishment, Allah Ta'ala is going to give us Jannah for sure. Allah Ta'ala is going to give us Jannah for sure after some time. So, or for Jannah, the faith has to be right. Understand, Akbar? The faith has to be right. So their faith is wrong. Their belief is wrong. They believed in Allah, but they didn't believe in the last prophet. They took some parts of the books which were for them. So they believed in some part of the book and they denied some part of the book. We as a Muslim, we don't do that. Yes, some of Muslims, all of us, we do bad things. We do sometimes sins. We do bad things, but we ask Allah Ta'ala to forgive us. But we don't say. So it's very bad. It's really bad that if we say that yes. It's really bad that we say something bad or good, which we would deny something. We are, as a Muslims, we should not deny. If we're doing something bad and we know it's bad, Allah Ta'ala doesn't like it, we should always admit it. We should admit it that what we are doing is wrong, and may Allah Ta'ala forgive us, and may Allah Ta'ala help us that we don't do it. But we should never say that what we are doing is correct. Understand? If we're doing anything bad, we should never believe that this bad thing since I'm doing is right. We should always acknowledge that this is bad. Obviously, Allah Ta'ala has said it's not good, but if we're doing it, we need to ask forgiveness, and we need to ask Allah Ta'ala that Allah Ta'ala help us, so we stop doing this thing, and so we do only good deeds. But these people were opposite. They were doing bad things, the things which Allah Ta'ala asked them not to do, and they were stubborn on it. They said, no, what we are doing is correct. Understand the difference, Rida? So that's why Allah is saying that these people, they will never go to Jannah because their faith was wrong. The faith has to be right. The faith has to be right to qualify for Jannah. Okay, let's do the next ayat. Next ayat, you Rida. Go ahead. Yes, Akbar. Huh?
What if you do something
Rida, आवाज खोलो सी आवाज आए.
If you are doing something wrong, can you say you're doing right?
What if you're doing something what?
If you're doing something Islam, can you say you're doing right?
If you're doing something in Islam?
Yeah.
Yes, if you're doing something which is allowed in Islam, obviously it is right, yes. So, but the thing is, if you're doing something wrong, which Allah Ta'ala says don't do it, if we're doing it, we can never say that what we're doing is correct. These people, there's the biggest difference between these people and us. They were doing bad, they were doing against the command of Allah Ta'ala, and they were still saying that what they're doing is correct. So that's why they're not Muslims. That's because their faith is wrong. That's why Allah is saying that they will get punishment for sure. Go ahead with that next ayat.
Wait, Surah 95, right?
You're gonna read ayat number 95. So
No.
okay, go ahead.
because of what their hands have sent ahead. Deeds.
That is their deed. That is the deed.
My Arabic teacher says
It's okay, no problem.
their needs, and Allah knows the wrongdoers.
Okay, good. وَإِن تَمَنَّهُ أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِالظَّالِمِينَ. So, Allah says, and never will they wish for ever because of what sent ahead their hands, and Allah is all knower of the wrongdoers. So remember in the previous ayat, Allah Ta'ala saying that, Allah Ta'ala told Prophet ﷺ to ask them that if they are truthful, ask for death. So after death, they can go to Jannah, so they can have better life. So Allah Ta'ala in this ayat says, they will never ask, they will never wish that they die, because what they have done with their hands, what they have sent, meaning whatever we do with our hands, good or bad deeds, we send forward, right? So we'll be rewarded or punished on our deeds. How do we do our deeds? We do by ourselves. So our hands sometimes do good thing, we can do bad things. So they're saying that whatever deeds they have sent forward, meaning whatever they have done in this world, because of that they knew they have done bad things, and they will never wish to die. And Allah is all knower of the wrongdoers, and Allah knows all about these people. Doesn't matter if they're lying, they're making up things, let them do it, but Allah Ta'ala knows about them. Allah Ta'ala knows everything. So it doesn't matter what they're saying to you, doesn't matter whatever they're thinking, whatever they're saying, it does not matter. Allah Ta'ala knows everything. Allah Ta'ala is all knowing. So no one can cheat with Allah Ta'ala, no one can betray Allah Ta'ala, no one can lie to Allah Ta'ala, because Allah Ta'ala has the knowledge of everything. Okay? Any question anyone have? Ahmed, you have a question? Okay, so there's no question, we can wrap it up today. Inshallah, we're going to continue from ayat number 96 tomorrow. And at the end, we make a dua that Allah Ta'ala help us understand this Quran, help us read more, help us become people of Quran, and help us become good Muslim, and help us follow it. Okay, say Ameen, everyone. So till then, Allah Hafiz, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow in the class. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
वो हम नहीं कर रहे हैं
जी हाँ बस वो अभी पढ़ रहे हैं जब कहेंगे ना फिर अल्लाह हाफ़िज़ अभी शायद
अंकल वो भी
अभी नहीं
मेरा नहीं मदर को over here
96 आयत पढ़ो आप
अरे अंकल हाँ अंकल किधर ये अंकल आमिर किंग ये आमिर पे दो ये पे दो क्यों
Amir, Mamu, why is there two of you?
हाँ उनसे बोलो वो बुला रहे आप yes
because he just left.
Oh.